Shall we pray? Almighty God, who is in the wisdom and goodness, appoint us of leaders and county assemblies for the welfare of society and just government of the people, we beseech you to be all man and favor as your servants, who we have been pleased to call to the performance of important trust in this republic. Let your blessing descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we teach and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberations in so just a faithful a man as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interests you have committed to our charge. Amen. Clerk.
Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Good afternoon, honorable members. Welcome to this third session for the assembly afternoon session. Honorable members, I'm in receipt of a letter from the county secretary regarding the presentation of budget estimates for financial year 2026-2027 to the third assembly by the CCM in charge of finance, budget, and appropriation. Our standing order number 2242 states that a member of county executive committee responsible for finance shall submit to this county assembly a legislative proposal setting out revenue raising measures for the county government together with a policy statement expounding on the measures. We are privileged to host the county executive committee member, CCM, in charge of finance, budget, and appropriation, who is within the presence of the county assembly today. The purpose Thank you. As I had said, we are privileged to host the county executive committee, CCM, for finance, budget, and appropriation, who is within the presence of the county assembly today. Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Next order.
Order number 8, motion. Pronouncement of the Uasin Gishu County Budget Policy Highlights and Revenue Raising Measures for Financial Year 2026-2027 by the CCM Finance and Economic Planning.
Honorable members, I will request the Chair of Finance, Budget and Appropriation to usher in the CC in charge of Finance. Honorable Chair, Budget and Appropriation.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Here with me is CCM for Finance and Economic Planning, and I'm presenting this house to take us through the budget highlights. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
How was it, Honorable Gilbert? Thank you, Chair of Budget and Appropriation. Honorable members, I also want to welcome the CC in charge of finance. Honorable members, I want to recognize the following officers who are in our gallery. Number 1, CC in charge of devolution, Lois Murray. CEO Finance, Eliud Chemaget. CEO Economic Planning, Nixon Chaprong. Director of Economic Planning, Mr. Ruto. Director Monitoring and Evaluation, Mr. Ndolo. Director Finance, Mr. Martin. Deputy Director Budget, Musili. Deputy Director Statistics, Jackie. Economist, Mr. Stephen Kungu. Fanisa Korir. Elijah Tanui. Kimaru Wycliffe. If I didn't mention your name, any other staff that I have not mentioned his or her name. Thank you, honorable members. I now request honorable members kindly note, honorable members and the members of the gallery, that the CEC in charge of finance will be heard in silence. So I will take this opportunity to welcome CEC in charge of finance, budget and appropriation to take the stand and address us. Thank you and welcome.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Leader of Majority, Leader of Minority, Honorable Members of the County Assembly, members of the public seated at the gallery, and those watching us live. Good afternoon. Today stands as a defining moment for the leadership of Uasin Gishu County. It provides an important opportunity to take stock of our development journey, critically assessing the priorities for the forthcoming financial year, and set a firm and strategic direction for accelerated, inclusive, sustainable socio-economic transformation. Mr. Speaker, I am therefore honored to present the budget statement of financial year 2027. The budget has been prepared in accordance with Article 220 of the Constitution of Kenya and the Public Finance Management Act 2012 and the County Fiscal Strategy Paper for the financial year 2026-2027. The budget reflects the aspirations of the people of Uasin Gishu, as expressed during public participation forums conducted across all the 30 wards in our county. It is aligned to the County Integrated Development Plan, CIDP 2023-2027, the Governor's 10-pillar development agenda, Governor's Nguzo Kumi, and the national development priorities. Mr. Speaker, the financial year 2026-2027 budget has been prepared against a backdrop of a steadily recovering global economy and a resilient national economy, despite challenges such as inflationary pressure, rising fuel cost and energy costs, climate-related shocks, and fiscal constraints. These challenges continue to affect households, businesses, and public service delivery. Nevertheless, the positive economic outlook is expected to enhance national revenue performance and increase exchequer releases to the county governments, thereby creating additional fiscal space for development and service delivery. At the county level, the economy of Uasin Gishu remains resilient, driven by agriculture, trade, manufacturing, education, and the continued growth of the city of Eldoret as a regional economic hub. However, increasing demand for public services, climate change impacts, infrastructural needs, and limited fiscal resource continues to pose challenges to the county's development agenda. This budget, therefore, seeks to streamline, to strengthen economic growth, improve service delivery, and promote inclusive and sustainable development across the county. This budget seeks to strengthen fiscal discipline, enhance on-source revenue mobilization, improve expenditure efficiency, and ensure value for money in utilization of public resources. It further aims to stimulate economic growth, improve livelihoods, strengthen public service delivery, and promote equitable and sustainable development across all wards of Uasin Gishu County. Further, we operationalize the Budget and Economic Forum, CBEF, which continues to strengthen this commitment by providing a structured platform for public consultation, stakeholder engagement, transparency, accountability in pursuit of budget process, ensuring that planning, resource allocation, and fiscal decisions reflect the principles and priorities and needs of the citizens. Mr. Speaker, sir, the financial year 2026-27 budget will place strong emphasis on completion of ongoing Gusokumi flagship projects, while also fast-tracking delayed multi-year projects initiated in the previous administration. This approach reflects our commitment to prudent resource utilization, continued development, and timely delivery of public investment that directly benefits the people of Uasin Gishu. In this regard, resources have been strategically directed towards 5 key priority areas: agriculture and agribusiness, trade and cooperatives, infrastructure, health services, and education and training. These sectors have been identified as critical pillars for accelerating economic transformation, improving service delivery, expanding opportunities, and enhancing the overall welfare of our citizens. Agriculture and agribusiness will take the foremost priority in the financial year 26-27 budget, owing to its critical role in strengthening food security, increasing household incomes, creating employment, and driving overall county economic growth. Focus investments will be directed towards agro-processing, value addition, irrigation development, promotion of high-value crops, farmer capacity building, and stronger market linkages. These interventions are expected to boost productivity, reduce post-harvest losses, improve livelihoods, and position Uasin Gishu as the leading hub for agricultural transformation and agribusiness development. Mr. Speaker, the county is also revamping agricultural mechanization, AMS, to enhance access to mechanized farming services, support land preparation, promote efficient farming operations, and accelerate adoption of modern agricultural technologies. These interventions will collectively boost food production, strengthen value addition, raise farmer incomes, and enhance food security across the county. Trade, industrialization, cooperative development will remain key drivers for wealth creation, enterprise growth, and employment. The county will expand the Fanikisha Hustle and the Enterprise Fund to enhance access to affordable credit for MSMEs, farmers, youth, women, and entrepreneurs. Priority will also be given to completion and operationalization of 64 Champion Market and the County Aggregation and Industrial Park, KIPES. These investments will strengthen aggregation, value addition, processing, storage, and market access for our agricultural and manufacturing products. Infrastructure development remains a major enabler for economic growth, investment attraction, and improved service delivery. During the financial year 2026-2027, the county will prioritize operationalization of the asphalt plant to accelerate upgrading of roads to bitumen standard, particularly in urban centers, strategic economic zones, and key access routes. We will also expand rural access roads to connect farmers to markets, aggregation centers, processing facilities, health facilities, schools, and other essential services. In the water subsector, the county will invest in water distribution, last mile connectivity, pipeline, storage facilities, irrigation development, and climate resilient infrastructure. Public-private partnership will also be encouraged to support roads, water management, infrastructure maintenance, and other strategic investments. Mr. Speaker, the county will invest in affordable, accessible, and quality healthcare as a foundation for a healthy and productive population. Key priorities will include completion and equipping of Uasin Gishu County Hospital and Diagnostic Center, upgrading at least one health facility in each ward to model health center, and finalizing ongoing health infrastructure projects including Moiben, Keses, Tarbo, and Siwa sub-county hospitals. We will also acquire additional ambulances, strengthen referral and emergency response system, recruit and train health personnel, integrate digital health system, ensure continuous supply of drugs, and expand material and child health programs. These interventions will enhance access to quality health care and improve health outcomes across the county. Note that these infrastructures will be completed within a year, and therefore focus will be on equipping and staffing. In education, skills development, innovation, and youth empowerment will remain central to our long-term transformation agenda. In the financial year 2026-2027 budget, the county will prioritize the modernization of vocational training centers into centers of excellence that equip young people with practical, market-relevant, technical, and entrepreneurial skills. We will also fast-track the completion of modern library, youth empowerment and innovation center, which will serve as a hub for research, innovation, digital learning, creativity, and entrepreneurship. Further, investment will be directed towards improving ECD infrastructure, strengthening the school feeding program, provision of learning and teaching material, and recruitment of instructors to enhance success, retention, and quality of learning. In addition, Mr. Speaker, focus will be placed on completion of the Resco's Empowerment Center, which will further expand opportunities for youth training, innovation, and socio-economic empowerment. Mr. Speaker, overall, these priorities are designed to unlock the productive potential of Uasin Gishu by linking the infrastructure development to value addition, manufacturing, investment opportunities, and regional and global marketing of our locally produced goods. Leveraging on strategic facilities such as the County Aggregation and Industrial Park, the Export Processing Zone, the Potato Processing Plant, and value chains in coffee, avocado, and other high-value potential products. This budget seeks to move this county from production to processing, branding, marketing, and wealth creation. Mr. Speaker, before I outline the priorities and plans for the financial year 2026-27, allow me to first reflect on the major milestones realized over the past 3 years, achievements that have firmly anchored our development agenda and laid a strong foundation for the transformative journey ahead. Mr. Speaker, in advancing food security, strengthening agricultural value chains, and boosting farmer incomes, we have made significant progress in establishing strategic agro-processing facilities across the county. These include the potato processing plant in Ainapkoi, chicken abattoir in Kuinet Kapsuswa Ward, the ongoing coffee processing plant in Kamagut, the milk processing and packaging plant at Kapseret, and the animal feed processing plant in Cheptiret, Kipchamo, which are nearing completion. Once completed and fully operationalized, these facilities will greatly enhance value addition, reduce post-harvest losses, improve market returns for farmers, create employment opportunities, and position Uasin Gishu as a leading agro-industrial hub. Mr. Speaker, we remain firmly committed to the full operationalization of these initiatives. I am confident that by the end of the second quarter of the next financial year, our residents will begin to benefit from locally processed products under county-supported brands, including potato chips and crisps, maize flour, milk, and coffee produced and packaged within our county. To guarantee a sustainable supply of raw materials for these agro-processing facilities, we will continue supporting farmers with quality inputs, including sunflower and canola seeds, as well as coffee seedlings. This intervention will not only secure reliable raw materials for our processing plants, but also enhance productivity, expand market opportunities, and increase farmer incomes. Mr. Speaker, in the health sector, we have achieved significant milestones in expanding equitable access to quality and specialized healthcare services. This is being realized through ongoing construction of ultra-modern diagnostic center at the Uasin Gishu County Level 4 Hospital, alongside the completion of health facilities including Ziwa Level 5, Keses Level 4, Turbo Level 4, Moiben Level 4, X-ray blocks at Capteldon Sub-County Hospital, and ICU HDU facility in Banforest Sub-County. These investments will greatly strengthen the county's health infrastructure and improve access to timely, affordable, and quality health care for our residents. To accelerate trade, industrialization, enterprise development, the county government, in partnership with the national government, is spearheading landmark investments aimed at expanding economic opportunities and stimulating local entrepreneurship. This includes the County Aggregation and Industrial Park in Moiben, the 64 Champions Market in the Central Business District, and the Export Processing Zone in Cherunya in Langas Ward. Further, we have expanded access to affordable credit by dispersing loans to over 700 MSMEs through the Inua Fund, the Inua Biashara Fund, and supported more than 70 cooperative societies through the Cooperative Enterprise Development Fund. These interventions are expected to strengthen enterprise growth, promote value addition, enhance market access, create employment, and position Uasin Gishu as a competitive trade and industrial hub. These interventions are expected to stimulate enterprise growth, deepen industrialization, create jobs, and strengthen the county's competitiveness as a regional commercial hub. Mr. Speaker, in education and skills enterprises, we have made remarkable strides in improving access to quality ECD and vocational training. The rollout of the ECD school feeding program has benefited over 34,500 learners, improving enrollment, retention, and learner welfare. In addition, the construction of ECD classrooms, ablution blocks, and administration blocks has enhanced the learning environment. The equipping of 13 vocational training centers with modern instructional material, together with the recruitment of 38 new instructors, marks a major step towards equipping youth with practical market-oriented skills. Mr. Speaker, in sports development, youth empowerment, and talent nurturing, we have prioritized high-impact investment aimed at unlocking the potential of young people. Key projects include the construction of a modern youth empowerment center in Resco's Ward, a modern library, youth and innovation center at the county headquarters, and the Chakaya High Altitude Training Center. Also, the executive has made plans to ensure that 64 Stadium is completed within the current financial year. The continued support for flagship tournaments, such as the Governor's Cup and the Eldoret City Marathon, alongside the provision of sports kits to grassroots teams further reinforces the county's commitment to nurturing talent and promoting sports as a driver of youth empowerment and economic opportunity. Mr. Speaker, in addition, through to Jiajiri program, implemented in partnership with Kenya KCB Foundation, the county has empowered 1,278 beneficiaries with practical, vocational, and technical skills to promote self-employment, entrepreneurship, job creation, and improve livelihood across Uasin Gishu. Mr. Speaker, in infrastructure development, we have made substantial progress in strengthening the road network and improving transport connectivity. The construction of an asphalt plant with equipment already delivered and awaiting and being finalized is a major milestone that will enhance the county's capacity to upgrade roads more efficiently. Under Roads Department, we have constructed over 27 bridges and box culverts, created over 3,400 kilometers of roads, traveled 1,200 kilometers, and installed 2,655 meters of culverts. These investments have significantly opened up rural areas, improved access to markets and services, and supported economic activities across the county. In our continued commitment to enhancing access to clean, safe, and reliable water, we registered remarkable progress through drilling 76 boreholes, protection of 24 spring developments, and 18 rivers and streams obstruction. Rehabilitation of 24 dams, rehabilitation of 7 water supply systems, and laying of 360 kilometers of water distribution pipelines. These interventions have significantly improved water access for households, institutions, and communities across the county. The government has also established the Rural Water and Sanitation Company with an interim board already in place to guide its full operationalization and strengthen sustainable water service delivery. The company will be responsible for managing and sustaining the rehab and rural water projects, ensuring that residents have access to clean, safe, adequate, reliable, and sustainable water supply and sanitation services. Further, it will consolidate and manage investments in rural water infrastructure, enhance maintenance of existing systems, improve service delivery, and support the long-term sustainability of water projects across the county. Mr. Speaker, in promoting renewable energy and climate resilient solutions, we have installed 145 solar-powered water pumps, thereby enhancing access to water while reducing reliance on conventional energy sources. In addition, over 379 streetlights have been repaired and maintained, improving public safety, strengthening security, and supporting socio-economic activities across the county. Further, we are undertaking the ambitious Eldoret solar-powered plant, solar-powered street lighting, and smart city project, which seeks to enhance urban security, reduce energy costs, and lower the city's carbon footprint through public-private partnership model. This landmark project has already received approval from the National Treasury, making it a pioneering initiative among counties in our country. To guide physical development and land use within the county, we have taken deliberate steps to guide orderly growth and sustainable land use through the ongoing preparation of county spatial plan and physical development plans. To support affordable housing, land has been provided for the construction of affordable housing in Kapsuswa, Kimumu, and Pioneer Estates. Through the Kenya Informal Settlement Improvement Program, we have expanded basic infrastructure in Maline, Shauri, Mwanso, Kipkaren, Kasarani, and KK, thereby improving livelihoods, living conditions, and promoting inclusive urban transformation. Mr. Speaker, to enhance ease of doing business, we have established a one-stop desk for revenue services at the Uasin Gishu County Center. In addition, to enhance service delivery, county services are being decentralized to sub-county and ward offices. These reforms have brought services closer to the people, improved convenience, and enhance institutional efficiency. In urban and regional positioning, we achieved a historic milestone through the elevation of Eldoret to a city status, a landmark achievement that has significantly enhanced the county's national and regional profile. In addition, the ongoing process of granting municipal charters to Banforest, Moisbridge, Ziwa, Moiben, Keses, and Tarbo townships will further strengthen and promote balanced growth across the county. These municipalities are expected to attract additional funding for infrastructure development, improve service delivery, open up new investment opportunities, and create employment for our people. Mr. Speaker, these flagship projects have been implemented along other strategic sectorial programs that collectively advance the vision of Nguzo Kumi. Notably, employment initiatives targeting women, youth, persons with disabilities, and other excluded groups have been rolled out to promote inclusive development. In addition, projects implemented under conditional grants program such as NAFCDP, KDSP, KUSP, FLOCA, KISIP have delivered tangible benefits across multiple sectors. The operationalization of these projects is expected to generate direct and indirect employment, expand the county revenue base, enhance cross-county product, and accelerate inclusive socio-economic transformation over the medium term. It is important to note that these interventions have been pursued alongside the deliberate completion of critical multi-year projects that were initiated under the previous administration. The county government has remained steadfast in ensuring continuity, protecting public investment, and mobilizing the necessary resources to sustain and complete these undertakings. It is important to know that while a number of these projects have already been successfully completed, others are at an advanced stage of implementation, with intensified efforts being made to accelerate their completion and ensure that residents fully benefit from these investments. Having set out this progress, allow me now to turn to the highlights and priorities of the coming financial year, the central purpose for which we are gathered here. Mr. Speaker, the proposed 2026-2027 budget amounts to 12.9 billion, which will be financed through a combination of revenue sources, 9.26 from equitable share of nationally raised revenue, 1.4 billion from on-source revenue, 530 million in conditional grants, and 708 million from appropriation in aid. Mr. Speaker, further, notwithstanding the targeted amendments proposed in the Finance Bill 2026, the county government does not intend to introduce new charges, levies, or fees except for the new revenue streams introduced, such as violation of traffic offenses, the asphalt plant charges, to mention a few. This decision underscores our commitment to safeguard residents from additional financial burdens while fostering an enabling environment for economic growth and development. Mr. Speaker, guided by the Nguzo Kumi transformative agenda, the financial year 2026 budget prioritizes the completion of ongoing projects and programs across key sectors that are key to the county's socio-economic transformation. These priorities have been informed by sector performance reviews, outcomes of public participation, emerging development needs, and alignment with the county integrated development plan, as well as the national bottom-up economic transformative agenda. Therefore, the proposed budget allocations seeks to consolidate the development gains realized over the years, address existing service delivery gaps, and accelerate the achievement of the county's development aspirations as envisioned in our vision of a county opportunities for all in Kenya and beyond. Mr. Speaker, these interventions are aligned with the development agenda of the government of Kenya under the leadership of His Excellency the President, and are intended to position our county as a competitive hub for investment, innovation, and economic growth. Through sustained investment in infrastructure, agriculture, education, healthcare, and enterprise development, we are firmly on course to Singapore. Mr. Speaker, in the field of administration and governance, the administration and governance sector, which comprises the Office of the Governor, Finance and Economic Planning, Public Service Management, Administration and Devolution, the County Public Service Board, the Office of the County Attorney, and the County Assembly. In this sector provides strategic leadership, policy direction, and institutional support necessary for effective functioning of county government and delivery of public service. Mr. Speaker, to enhance service delivery, I propose an allocation of 2.8 billion, of which 2.6 billion will finance recurrent expenditure and 240 million will support development programs and projects. As a service sector, it plays a pivotal role in facilitating the efficient implementation of government functions across the sectors. In our continued effort to decentralize services and bring government closer to the people, I propose an allocation of 100 million for the construction of KSS and SOI sub-county offices. These facilities will serve as a critical administrative centers, enhancing accessibility to public service and reducing the cost and inconvenience of travel for residents seeking government services. Mr. Speaker, further, I propose an additional allocation of 100 million to support the ongoing construction of the ultra-modern library, youth and innovation center. This investment will expand opportunities for learning, innovation, research, and youth empowerment, thereby contributing to development of a knowledge-based economy. Mr. Speaker, a productive and high-performing public service depends on a healthy, motivated, and well-supported workforce. The county government remains committed to safeguarding the welfare of its employees and fostering a conducive environment that promotes productivity and professional excellence. Accordingly, I propose an allocation of 376 million to finance staff medical cover, Work Injury Benefits Act, WIBA, group insurance schemes. These provisions will enhance staff welfare, strengthen occupational safety, and improve overall organizational performance. Mr. Speaker, public participation remains a cornerstone of democratic governance and an essential mechanism for ensuring accountability, transparency, and citizen ownership of development programs. The county government will continue to strengthen public engagement mechanism to ensure that policies, programs, and projects reflect the priorities and aspirations of our residents. Mr. Speaker, as our commitment to evidence-based planning and effective development management, the county is currently undertaking a comprehensive midterm review of the County Integrated Development Plan, CIDP 2023-2027. The review is intended to assess progress made in the implementation of planned programs and projects, evaluate continued relevance of the county's development priorities, identify emerging challenges and opportunities, and inform strategic interventions required to accelerate the achievement of the plan's objective during the remaining implementation period. Mr. Speaker, in the infrastructure sector that brings together the Department of Roads, Transport and Public Works, Energy, Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources, Water, Irrigation and Sanitation, ICT, e-government and innovation. Investment in road infrastructure and access to clean and safe water continues to be a priority of this administration. Efficient road network enhances mobility, trade, and service delivery, while reliable water supply contributes to improved health outcomes, food security, and socio-economic development. To implement these programs and projects under this sector during the financial year 2026-2027, I propose an allocation of 2.28 billion, comprising 903 million for recurrent expenditure and 1.35 billion for development expenditure. To facilitate efficient operations and enhance service delivery, I propose an allocation of 132 million for fuel, maintenance, operation of county vehicles, machinery and equipment. In addition, 80 million has been earmarked for operationalization and maintenance of the asphalt plant installed at the county yard in Queenette, Kapsuso Ward, which is currently awaiting commissioning. Once operational, the plant will significantly improve the county's capacity to undertake road construction and maintenance works in a cost-effective and timely manner. Mr. Speaker, to improve connectivity and access across the county, Kenya shillings 96 million has been allocated for the construction of bridges and box culverts. Further, the allocation of 483 million has been provided for routine maintenance, drainage improvement works, clearance of blocked waterways, and installation of culverts to ensure all-weather accesses to our road networks. To enhance urban infrastructure, I have allocated 50 million for the tarmacking of roads within the county's 6 municipalities, thereby improving mobility and supporting economic activities. In today's digital world, technology and internet connectivity are critical drivers of innovation, productivity, and economic growth. To bridge the digital divide and create opportunities for our youth, I propose an allocation of 25 million for ICT development initiatives and an additional 10 million for construction and equipping ICT innovation hubs. Further, 5.6 million has been allocated for the installation of CCTV cameras at the county headquarters to strengthen security and enhance surveillance. Improving access to water has remained a key priority to the county government over the past 3 years, with significant investments directed towards increasing water availability, reliability, and sustainability. In continuance of this objective, the county has operationalized Uasin Gishu Rural Water and Sanitation Company, which will strengthen water service management, accelerate last-mile connectivity to household, institutions, and other consumers across the county. Mr. Speaker, we will continue prioritizing water distribution from completed and ongoing projects under Cluster 1 and 2, covering a total of 14 wards. In the coming financial year, implementation of Cluster 3 and 4 water and sanitation projects will commence, benefiting 11 and 5 wards respectively, with the aim of expanding water and sanitation coverage and improving service delivery. To support these interventions, I propose an allocation of 445 million for development of water infrastructure projects across the county and a further 93 million for water distribution initiatives under the Financing Locally Led Climate Action FLOCA program. These investments will enhance equitable access to clean and safe water for domestic consumption, support agriculture through irrigation and industrial use, while promoting sustainable development and improving the quality of life of our residents. Mr. Speaker, in agriculture, rural and urban development sectors which comprise the Department of Agriculture, Agribusiness, Livestock, Development and Fisheries, Lands and Physical Planning, Housing and Urban Development, and the City of Eldred. This sector remains central to the county's economic transformation agenda through the promotion of food and nutrition security, sustainable agricultural production, efficient land use planning, orderly urban development, and increased access to affordable housing. These interventions are critical in improving livelihoods, creating employment opportunities, and fostering inclusive growth. To support the implementation of programs and projects under this sector in the financial year 26-27, I propose an allocation of 2.25 billion, of which 974 million will finance recurrent expenditure and 1.2 billion will support development expenditure. Mr. Speaker, we will continue to invest in agro-processing initiative across key value chains, including dairy, potato, poultry, maize, coffee. These investments are aimed at promoting value addition, reducing post-harvest losses, enhancing market access, and increasing returns to farmers. To advance this agenda, I propose an allocation of 51.6 million for completion of Cherame Coffee Processing Plant in Kamagut, Turbo Sub-County, and 50 million for the construction of a modern hostel at Chibororo Agricultural Training College. In addition, 7.8 million has been allocated for farmer empowerment programs and promotion of high-value crop production across the county. Upon completion, these investments will strengthen agricultural value chains, create employment opportunities, improve market competitiveness, and enhance income for coffee farmers and producers of other high-value crops. We also remain committed to strengthening the livestock subsector as key driver of food security and economic growth. To support increased milk and meat production, I propose an allocation of 40 million for the completion of milk processing and packaging plant in Simat Kapseret ward, and 10 million for completion of the animal feed milling and packaging plant in Cheptiret Kipchamo ward. Further, I have allocated 10 million for the operationalization of the chicken abattoir in Queenette Kapsusa ward, and an additional 10 million for subsidized artificial insemination AI services across the county. These interventions will support livestock farmers in improving productivity, enhance genetic quality, and increasing household incomes. To strengthen animal health and disease control measures, Kenya shillings 13.9 million has been allocated for the purchase of vaccines for disease control, as well as 18 million for the rehabilitation of cattle dips. This improved disease surveillance and control, boosting livestock production and support farmer livelihoods. In the fisheries subsector, I propose an allocation of 10 million for the construction of a modern fish market and a further 7 million to support fisheries production and value chain development. To ensure sustainable land use and orderly urban growth, the county government will continue strengthening physical planning services through the preparation of county spatial plan, urban and peri-urban master plans, and local physical land use development plans, LPDPs. Towards this end, I propose an allocation of 80 million for development of the county spatial plan and 29 million for land banking and physical planning initiatives. Additionally, the county will continue to leverage partnership and donor support to enhance urban infrastructure and social amenities within the city of Eldoret, including the development of a modern bus park and other strategic public facilities that will improve the quality of life for residents and support the city's growth as a regional economic hub. Mr. Speaker, in the general economic and commercial sector, a sector that includes the Department of Trade, Tourism, Investment and Industrialization, Cooperatives and Enterprise Development, this sector remains a key driver of economic transformation, employment creation, wealth creation. Through the promotion of trade, enterprise development, industrialization, and investment, the county government seeks to create an enabling environment for business to thrive and contribute meaningfully to economic growth. In line with the aspirations of Nguzo Kumi, we recognize that a vibrant private sector is essential for expanding opportunities, improving livelihoods, and fostering shared prosperity. To support the implementation of programs and projects within this sector, I propose an allocation of 434 million, comprising 140 million for recurrent expenditure and 294 million for development expenditure. To strengthen entrepreneurship and support the growth of micro, small, and medium-term enterprises, I propose an allocation of 40 million for the Fanikisha Hustle Fund to facilitate affordable credit to local entrepreneurs and business owners. Additionally, 50 million has been allocated for empowerment programs and development of market infrastructure across the county. These investments will improve market access, enhance business environment, and stimulate enterprise growth. The county government is also committed to advancing industrialization through value addition and agro-processing initiatives aimed at increasing productivity, creating job and expanding market opportunities and local producers. The completion of the County Aggregation Industrial Park, KAIPS at Moipen, will be a major milestone in this effort, providing critical infrastructure to support industrial growth and investment. To facilitate completion and operationalization, I propose an allocation of 51.5 million for the completion and equipping of the facility. Further, in compliance with the requirement of city status and relevant statutory provision, I propose an allocation of 20 million for the construction and equipping of the county museum. These investments will preserve and promote our rich cultural heritage, celebrate the diversity of our communities, and contribute to the development of tourism within the county. In the health sector, Mr. Speaker, the sector which comprises two departments, that one of clinical services and promotive and preventive health services. The sector remains a critical pillar of our development agenda, as a healthy population is fundamental to social well-being and economic prosperity. The county government remains committed to providing accessible, affordable, and quality health services to all residents while building on the significant progress achieved in strengthening healthcare delivery across the county. To support the implementation of health programs and projects in financial year 26-27, I propose an allocation of 3.7 billion to the health sector. Of this, 2.9 billion will finance recurrent expenditure, while 445 will be dedicated to development expenditure. A substantial share of the sector allocation will be directed towards the completion of ongoing infrastructure projects aimed at improving access to quality and specialized healthcare services. To this end, I propose an allocation of 132 million for the completion of Uasin Gishu Diagnostic Center, 30 million for the completion of Moiben Sub-County Hospital, 30.3 million for the completion of Keses Level 4 Hospital, and 40 million for the completion of Turbo Level 4 Hospital. Additionally, Siwa Level 5 Hospital has been allocated 115 million to facilitate the completion of the ongoing infrastructure works. Further, I have proposed 35 million for equipping of the intensive care unit and eye dependency unit at Banforest Hospital. These strategic investments will strengthen the county's healthcare system by enhancing infrastructure, improving service delivery, and increasing access to specialized medical care for residents. To bring quality healthcare services closer to our people, the county government will continue upgrading health centers across the county. Toward this end, I have allocated 25 million for infrastructure improvement, renovation works, and equipping of 12 health centers across the county. Further, in line with the provisions of Uasin Gishu County Equitable Development Act 2019, I propose an allocation of 34.8 million for the construction, completion, renovation, and equipping of health facilities in various wards. Ensuring a consistent supply of medicines and medical commodities remains a priority. To address this, I propose an allocation of 160 million for the procurement of pharmaceutical essential medical supplies, alongside an additional 40 million for dressing and other non-pharmaceutical items. These allocations will help eliminate stockouts and guarantee uninterrupted service delivery in our health facilities. The county government also recognizes that a skilled and motivated health workforce is essential for delivering quality health care. We shall therefore continue investing in capacity building and professional development programs through strategic partnerships aimed at enhancing the skills, competencies, and productivity of our healthcare workers. Further, we will intensify the rollout of the Social Health Insurance Fund, SHIV, through countywide registration and public awareness campaigns. This initiative will increase enrollment, enhance access to affordable health care, and reduce the financial burden of medical expenses on households across the county. Mr. Speaker, we will transition a total of 215 universal health care UHC staff to permanent and pensionable terms. I am pleased to report that the verification exercise is currently underway, paving the way for their formal absorption into the county's public service. Mr. Speaker, through these investments and reforms, we remain committed to building a resilient, efficient, people-centered healthcare system that delivers quality services and improves health outcomes for all residents of Uasin Gishu. Mr. Speaker, on the education and the social protection sector, which sector comprises the Department of Education, vocational training, culture and library services, gender, social protection, as well as youth affairs and sports. This sector remains a fundamental pillar of our county's socio-economic transformation. Equipping our people with the knowledge, skills, and values required to build a productive, innovative, and prosperous society. We remain steadfast in our commitment to investing in quality education, youth empowerment, social protection, and talent development, recognizing that these are critical enablers of sustainable growth, shared prosperity, and improved livelihoods for all residents. To support the implementation of programs and projects within this sector during the financial year 2026-2027, I propose an allocation of 1.3 billion, of which 1.02 billion will finance recurrent expenditure and 283 million will support development expenditure. To create conducive learning environment for our children, I propose an allocation of 4.5 million for upgrading of early childhood development ECD centers to support facility improvement. Further, 29.4 million has been allocated for the modernization of 7 vocational training centers across the county's sub-county and establishment of 1 new vocational training center. These investments will improve learning infrastructure and quality training, equipping learners with the skills required for future opportunities. Recognizing the important link between nutrition and learning outcomes, the county government will continue investing in school feeding program. To this end, I propose an allocation of 55 million for the school milk program, which will benefit more than 40,000 learners enrolled in ECD centers across the county. This intervention will contribute to improved learner attendance, retention, health, and academic performance. To support the underprivileged students across access education, I propose an allocation of 155 million for county bursary programs. This will significantly improve access to fundamental basic education and boost retention rates in schools. To equip our youth with market-relevant skills and enhance their employability, I propose an allocation of 40 million under the Fanikisha Hustle initiative to support skills development and provide tools and equipment to young people enrolling in vocational training centers. These investments will promote entrepreneurship, self-reliance, and workforce readiness in response to evolving demands of labor market. Mr. Speaker, the county government remains committed to nurturing sporting talents through development of sports infrastructure. In this regard, we will prioritize completion of Chakaya High Altitude Training Center, which will provide a world-class training facility for sportsmen and women, and further position Uasin Gishu as a center of sporting excellence. We shall also continue implementing programs aimed at identifying, nurturing, and developing sports talent among our youth. Through structured competition, talent development initiatives, we will create opportunities for young people to realize their potential while promoting social cohesion and health lifestyles. As part of Governor Jonathan B's commitment to youth empowerment and talent development, the county will continue supporting the Governor's Cup tournament, the City Marathon, and other sporting activities. To facilitate this initiative, I propose an allocation of 50 million to support the Governor's Cup, Eldoret City Marathon, and participate in Kikoska sporting competitions. These programs will provide constructive engagement for our youth, nurture talent, and contribute to the prevention of social vices. Mr. Speaker, this budget will need to be financed. Allow me, therefore, to highlight the revenue-raising measures. Article 209 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 empowers county governments to impose property taxes, entertainment taxes, and such other charges and fees for service they provide. Further, Section 132(1) of the Public Finance Management Act 2012 requires the County Executive Committee member responsible for finance to outline the revenue-raising measures proposed for each financial year. Since assuming office, this administration has remained committed to strengthening revenue management systems and enhancing the county's own source revenue performance. Through deliberate reforms aimed at improving efficiency, transparency, accountability, and compliance, we have continued to build a robust revenue collection framework that supports the financing of critical development programs and services and service delivery. I am pleased to report that as of 21st June 2026, the county had collected 1 billion in on-source revenue, reflecting sustained growth and improved performance compared to previous financial years. This achievement demonstrates the effectiveness of our revenue enhancement measures and growing confidence of residents and business in our governance systems. Nevertheless, we remain committed to further improving revenue collection to ensure adequate resources are available to meet development aspirations of our people. Going forward, we shall continue implementing innovative and sustainable revenue enhancement strategies while strengthening collaboration and stakeholders to broaden the revenue base and improve compliance. I therefore call upon all departments, business and residents to support these efforts, recognizing that the prosperity of our county depends on our collective commitment to sound financial management and responsible civic participation. To support the financing of the financial year 2026-2027 budget, the county government will implement the following revenue enhancement measure. Automate revenue collection across all revenue streams to improve efficiency, accountability, and transparency. Decentralize revenue collection services to low administrative units to enhance access and convenience to taxpayers. Deploy modern technological devices and digital platforms to facilitate seamless and efficient revenue collection. Undertake continuous public awareness and taxpayer education campaigns to promote voluntary compliance. Encourage the formalization of business through targeted incentives and simplified registration procedures. Strengthen and review regulatory frameworks to address revenue leakages and improve compliance enforcement. Leverage data analytics and digital technologies to enhance revenue forecasting, decision making, and data management. Diversify and expand revenue streams through the incorporation of additional revenue sources in the Finance Act. Introduce incentives and recognition programs for compliant taxpayers to promote a culture of voluntary compliance. Update and digitize property ownership records to improve valuation accuracy and property rate administration. Harmonize cross-border levies and charges to facilitate trade and enhance revenue administration. Establish a dedicated debt management and recovery unit to improve collection for outstanding revenues. Intensify public sensitization on online registration, payment system, and legal consequences of non-compliance. Regularly update business permit database and expand the register of licensed enterprises across the county. Further, we plan to complete preparation of the county spatial plan to support orderly development and broaden the county's property tax base. I wish to reaffirm that the preparation of this budget has fully complied with all constitutional, statutory, and regulatory requirements, including extensive public participation. Consequently, I'm confident that this budget reflects the aspirations, priorities, and expectations of the people of Uasin Gishu, whose invaluable contribution have shaped the information. Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, the 2026-27 budget highlight have been presented at a time when the people of Uasin Gishu hold high expectations to their government for bold, practical, transformative intervention. Despite the prevailing resource constraints and competing development needs, this budget has deliberately focused on key priority areas that will accelerate service delivery, strengthen economic growth, and advance the county's transformative agenda in line with vision of Nguzo Kumi. The development and prosperity of our county remain a shared responsibility that requires visionary leadership, strong institutions, and the collective commitment of all stakeholders. I therefore wish to express my profound gratitude to His Excellency the Governor, Honorable Dr. Jonathan B. Chelilim, His Excellency the Deputy Governor, Honorable Evans Kapkea, for their wise counsel, firm guidance, and steadfast leadership in steering the county towards inclusive and sustainable development. I also extend my sincere appreciation to my fellow County Executive Committee members for their collaboration, commitment, and support in making the strategic and sometimes difficult decision necessary to align our limited resources with the county's most pressing priorities. In a special way, I recognize and appreciate the dedication, professional, and the tireless effort of my colleagues in the Department of Finance and Economic Planning, whose technical input and commitment have been instrumental through the budget preparation process. Mr. Speaker, I wish to convey my sincere appreciation to you, Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Speaker, the Majority and Minority Leader, and the respective committee chairs, and the entire honorable members of this House for your continued constructive engagement, guidance, and support through the budget-making process. Your oversight and partnership remain critical in ensuring that public resources are allocated prudently and directed towards programs that have meaningful impact on the lives of our people. I also wish to extend my special gratitude to the honorable members of the County Assembly Committee on Budget and Appropriation, together with their dedicated staff, for their invaluable contribution, diligence, and commitment in strengthening the budget process and ensuring that the final proposals reflect the priorities and aspirations of the people of Uasin Gishu. Most importantly, Mr. Speaker, I sincerely thank the residents of Uasin Gishu County, development partners, the civil society, the private sector actors, the professional bodies, and all stakeholders who actively participated in the financial year 2026-2027 budget process. Your views, proposals, and continued engagement have enriched this budget and reaffirmed our collective determination to build a prosperous, inclusive, and resilient county. As we move from planning to implementation, I call upon leaders, all leaders, departments, institutions, and stakeholders to sustain this spirit of collaboration, accountability, and shared purpose. Together, we can translate these budget priorities into tangible outcomes that improve livelihoods, expand opportunities, and deepen socio-economic transformation across Uasin Gishu. I now wish to present the following documents before this Honorable House, Mr. Speaker, for consideration and approval. The financial year 2026 budget highlights and revenue-raising measures, memoranda on the recommendation of the memoranda on the recommendations of the CECM for Finance and Economic Planning. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, honorable members, and God bless. Thank you.
Honorable members, at least parliamentary congratulations to. Thank you so much, she's in charge of finance. Honorable members, may I take this opportunity to thank the CC in charge of finance and economic planning for presenting the Uasin Gishu County budget policy highlights and revenue raising measures. I also want to thank honorable members for hearing this presentation in silence as prescribed in our standing orders. You will have sufficient time to peruse and scrutinize the presentation that has been given by the CC in charge of finance and economic planning. Further, I want to thank the members of the state for hearing this presentation, and also the members in the gallery for their silence in this presentation. Thank you so much. May I request now the chair of budget and vice chair to usher out the CC in charge of finance and economic planning. Honorable Sawe and Honorable Isaac Samuel.